My name is Amanda. I had an illness. When I was 16 years old, 15 or 16, I was already working at the time. When I started to feel very sick, I would feel a very strong pain in my stomach. My mother took me to the doctor and everything. I even felt sick at work, and once I had to be taken from work by ambulance because the pain was very strong and very frequent. I noticed that the pain grew stronger. It gradually got worse. That was when my mother went to a doctor and he gave us the diagnosis that it was erosive gastritis. He told us that it was at an advanced stage and he gave us a huge amount of medication to take home. This could potentially evolve into a serious illness or cancer if it was not treated. I was 16, very young, facing an illness that I didn't even know what it was or what it meant. In addition to that, he gave me a list of everything that I was not allowed to eat, which to my surprise was everything. It was basically everything that a 16-year-old would eat. I was always a normal teen or within the norm, but I had complexes within me. I had complexes about my color, I had complexes about my body, with everything. I looked at myself in the mirror and didn't like what I saw. I will never forget one day where I looked in the mirror and asked God, why was I born this way? Why was I born this way? Why am I like this? I couldn't find myself internally. I had a downcast spirit, a sad spirit, a depressed spirit, a spirit that didn't want to live. Around me, however, to other people, wow, she's a happy girl. She's very outgoing. She's a go-getter. She's a girl that, They saw these things, but there was something else within me. The time comes when you stop and think, why do I exist? Why am I here? If I end my life today, no one will miss me. No one will miss me, and I will solve my problems because I don't like the person that I am. I don't like what I see, so why not kill myself? It was a desire that I had, but I didn't have the courage to go through with it. When I was suffering with my illness, my mother was already attending the Universal Church. I would go with her to some meetings, but very randomly, taking nothing seriously. I wouldn't take anything seriously, especially since I was involved with another religion. I was doing a course to become a catechist at the time. I had already gone through the chrismation. I was in search of wanting to know who God was in reality. This was a question that I would constantly ponder on. Who is God? I wanted to understand and not have other people tell me. I wanted to understand who God was. It was during this search, with my mother already attending, when I got sick, she gave me an invitation. I decided to go to one of the meetings during the week in the Universal Church. I remember that it was on a Tuesday. When I went, what happened in the meeting? I discovered the real reason behind my illness. I started to understand what was really happening in my life. I then said, well, if the matter is of a spiritual nature, I will take care of it. One day, the pastor looked deep into my eyes and said, child, let me tell you something. Evil remains in your life for as long as you let it. He explained it to me. He said, there is a door. In each one of us, there is a door. If you leave the door open just a little bit, a gap, evil will enter. What is this gap? It is sin. But when you shut this door and don't let evil in, there is no way that it can gain access to your life. So you are in charge of your life. God will do his part, but if you don't do yours, then you'll remain stuck. I then identified everything that was bad within me, my thoughts, my doubts. With every bad thing that I had inside, I said, no, From today on, this won't exist anymore. I'm going to close the door to sin and will open the door for God to enter my life. Amazingly enough, when I got home, because I was still taking medication, one of the things that I remember clearly was that I said, Lord, I'm going to take all of these pills and I will throw them away. If you heal me, if you deliver me, I will serve you for the rest of my life. The pain disappeared. It disappeared. Then I started eating well and didn't feel any pain. I started to see that my healing actually happened. I sought the Holy Spirit intensely. It was so intense because I had discovered that evil existed. And now, I wanted to discover the light. I intensified reading my Bible and to understand it, but I had already read the Bible many times. I had done Bible studies in my previous religion for 2 years. I basically studied the entire Bible. However, I only knew the letter. I didn't know the spirit of the word. During this period, I started reading and asking God for the understanding of His word. I would fast. I would wake up in the early hours to seek God. Everything I was told, do this so that you may receive the Holy Spirit, I would do. This was until one evening, in the New Year's Eve night vigil, He came. I remember the day exactly. I even remember where I was in the church. I clearly remember the day when God came upon my life. The first thing we receive is peace, joy, certainty, understanding. It is as if light has come to your eyes to see what you had never been able to see before. When you are able to see, you don't depend on anyone anymore. The complexes that I used to have, where I would look at myself and not see me, I could now look at myself and see who I was. I accepted myself and it was great. I have God in me. So there is no reason to look for flaws, right? I have everything. Then the second step came, which was to be complete in my love life. That was when I met my husband and we got married. During that time, I joined the evangelism group. I had a great desire to pass on to others what I had received. That was when we joined the work of the evangelism group. We started to work and help people. We started saving people. The vow that I had made with God in the past, saying that if He were to heal me and give me life, because in reality, I didn't just want healing. I wanted life. I wanted color. I had been living in black and white. I wanted color. So, if He were to give me His Spirit, then I would also give. Just as I received in good manner, I would give back. Today I can say that I have everything. I have everything that a person needs. I have everything that a human being can hope for. I have this today. Only those who have had a horrible experience of having an evil spirit in their bodies know what it is like. Only those who've had it know what it's like. You have no control over your body. You have no control over your mind. Only those who faced this know just how dark it is. In the same way, only those who have the Holy Spirit know the peace that it brings. They know the happiness that it brings, the self-control that you go on to have, which is something that you never had before. The strength, a perspective on life. You sleep peacefully and you wake up at peace. I have the spirit of life, of wanting to live, of wanting to help, of wanting to transmit to others what we have. It is a different spirit. It is a completely different spirit.